Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Asians. Got to give our praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yahusha. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rekah Korash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth at the four ends of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the whole for the elect. Shalom to the all both who are listening learning. If you sister are listening learning. So coming to the lesson, truth, faith, and edification, data edification, law was ratified. So I titled this lesson. This is a be part 2. They shall eliminate themselves to a small number, as the scriptures say. Hold on 1 second here. Let me check this. And I don't know why the hell my damn screen black. Let me see. And I don't know why the hell my damn screen black. Okay, so you can hear me, but the screen black. What the hell? Hold on. It's always something I tell you. My screen should be black. So let me do this. Okay, there we go. I don't know what's going on. He started playing with me. So yeah, this will be part 2. They shall eliminate themselves to a small number, as the scriptures say. All right, there we go. That was crazy. So I got a few more precepts that I want to read because I meant to bring these precepts out in the lesson I did yesterday. So I forgot to bring these out, which would have went on being a little longer, and it was already late as it was. But so remember, and I mentioned this. It's been a minute since I brought this out. So in Genesis 27, because going back to the precept. Matter of fact, let me read it. Let me read it again. The precept is Psalms 37 and 14. It reads, "The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation." And the only ones that have upright conversation will be the hopeful elect of Israel. First and foremost, it be the men that stand in great boldness. The Lord said in Psalms 94 and 16, "Who will rise up for him against the workers of iniquity and against the evildoers?" Verse 15 reads, "Their sword," who? The wicked, "have drawn out the sword." It reads, verse 15, "Their sword shall enter into their own heart." This word heart here is the Hebrew word lob, "and their bows shall be broken." So It's talking about the things that the so-called white man has done to you Hebrew Israelites is starting to fall upon them. And that's why I said I forgot to get these precepts. So if their own sword is going to enter into their heart, right? Let's get this in Psalm 64. This is Psalm 64. And I'm gonna start at 1. Because the scripture tell you, which I'm going to read it. So this is Psalm 64 and 1. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. That's what the Lord said in Psalm 94. Who will stand up for him against the workers of iniquity, which would be these Job 9 and 24, the so-called white man, okay, the least. See, it say verse 3, who wet their tongue like a sword, see, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even better words. So it shows you right here, as it said in Psalms 37, right? 37 and 14. Let's read this again. So in Psalms 34 and 17, it said, it's like Psalm 37 and 14. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, which are the Israelites, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. Right? Right? So Psalm 64 and 3 it reads, who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So they set up these policies, these legislations, their constitution, their draconian measures, right? This is them, as it tell you in Isaiah 10 and 1, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. Psalm 94 and 20, which I'm going to read, it talks about, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, who frameth mischief by law. So this is how they shoot at us. Okay, they use their laws. You know, there's a saying that the Edomites came up with, saying that the pen is mightier than the sword, right? That's a saying. So it said, who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So this is how they cover themselves by passing certain bills and statutes that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. So the things that they do to the so-called Negro, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians is secret because they pass certain bills and certain laws, and that's secret. It say that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of land snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart, their mind is deep, right? So this is what they have been doing for the last 500 years against you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. So verse 7 say, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow, because they've been shooting at us secretly, passing. Why is there a CDC? Why is there a CDC? So they have a whole place where they house diseases, man. For what? What is that for? We talk, this is the wicked. Why are you spraying chemtrails? Why are they, why are they, or why has they created GMO food? For what? Everything that the so-called white man do is to weaken Israelites. First and foremost, the men and the women. All these diseases, these chemicals, it weakens the immune system. That's why I tell you in Psalms 124, if it had not been for Yahweh Shema Shah, the so-called white man would have been destroyed us, man. Because they are trying to weaken the infrastructure of the Hebrew Israelites. But you can't when the Lord said the tabernacle of David is being built and the breaches are closed. So there is no way that you can wound those that the Lord is dealing with. It's impossible. The scripture said it's impossible to deceive the elect. It's impossible to weaken the tabernacle of David that's being built upon Yahweh Shah. It's a Yahweh Shah is a sure foundation. It's saying in with that Second Timothy 2:19. So, but this is what they doing. They doing it in secret. 7, because 1 through 6 is them working on us. But God shall shoot at them with that arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So this is how the Lord is weakening, is causing their own sword to pierce them on their own mind. So let's get this. This is Psalms. This is Psalms 94:20. Cause they working overtime, man. Esau's working overtime, as they tell you in what's that, Micah 2. In Micah 2:1. They work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. This is Psalm 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? No. See, it says, shall the throne of iniquity. Everything the so-called white man has established in his rulership is iniquity, man. So this throne, could this is their rulership, right? This is their kingdom. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? See, they use the pen because the pen is mightier than the sword for the moment. Because after a while, the pen ain't gonna work. They gonna have to use the sword. The pen is them saying right now, they passed a bill to ban the Bible. That's framing mischief by law, man. Why are they doing this? Because the Bible condemns the wickedness in America. It condemns the filthiness of America, and it justifies the destruction that's coming to this place. This is verse 21. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous. The soul of the righteous is so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and condemn the innocent blood. See? But Yahweh is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. Look at this. This is verse 23, Psalms 94:23. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity. This is their sword. This is their sword piercing to their own heart, man. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yeah, Yahweh Bashim Havashah, our power shall cut them off. See, the Lord gonna cut them off in their own iniquity and in their own wickedness. This is that Psalm 37:15. Their own sword shall enter into their own heart. Let's get this. So now, remember, remember, Esau got a blessing from his father Isaac, right? Let's go to this. So this is Genesis 27:38. And it reads, Shalom to the Shah Barakathum. Genesis 27:38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing? My father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. I'm getting lifted. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Right? They control the airways right now. They control Earth, most part of the Earth, because they have not discovered all of the rainforest. They have not discovered all of the Amazon, but they're in control. They got central banks in every country, and it's all controlled by the Edomites. Maya Anshel Bauer had his 5 sons set up to control the money. It is no coincidence that Esau in Genesis 36 had 5 sons. Yep, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, had 5 sons. You think it's coincidence that Esau had 5 sons and Maya Anshel Bauer had 5 sons? Nope, it's the same people. So let's say verse 27, 40, Genesis 27, verse 40, and by the sword thou shalt live and shalt serve thy brother. This was during the time of King David and Solomon. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And they broke this yoke during the time of Solomon, because it tell you in 1 Kings 11 that the Lord stirred up Hadad the Edomite against Solomon. So that's when this yoke was broken. So the point is, and the Lord said, by thy sword shalt thou live, right? Now remember, Isaac was Yahushua. That may go over some head. If it is, whatever. So we're going to stick to this. And Isaac blessed Esau to live by the sword, right? Well, guess what Isaac didn't tell Esau? He told him, and by the sword should I live. Where in this chapter did he say, well, son, listen, you're going to rule by this sword, but you're going to have to die by this sword too. He didn't tell him that. Well, guess what? Revelation. Isaac told Esau he's going to live by the sword, but he never told him he was going to die by that same sword. What did the Lord tell Abraham? What did the Lord tell Peter when he chopped off the guy ear that came to take Yahushua, the centurions? He said, Yahushua told Peter, he that lived by the sword shall die by it. So put the sword up. And he did. Well, Isaac never told Esau that he was going to die by the same sword. So right here, Revelation 13 and 9. This is heavy. See, now it makes sense why their own sword should enter into their own heart. This is Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So that same sword that Esau was blessed to live by, his temporary blessing, he's going to die by that same temporary blessing, right? When you go to Ezekiel, it's heavy, man, because as Isaac blessed Esau to live by the sword, he didn't tell him he was going to die by the sword. But here in Revelation 13, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Right? Just like in Numbers 35 and 33, when they say, whosoever shed man's blood, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that was shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. See, it all makes sense. So when you read Ezekiel 28 and 7, it reads, Behold, therefore will I bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations. And these strangers is going to be the BRICS nations, which will be joined with Iran, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, as they tell you in Ezekiel 38, right? Turkey, Libya, uh, and Iran is going to join them because you got China, India, Brazil, South Africa is already with Russia. That's what the BRICS makes up. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. So now you got India, Iran. And we know Iran is a major part in this because of when you read Daniel 7, to tell you that it was the Medes and Persians that took down the ancient Babylonian Empire, which was in Iraq, right? Well, today you got the Medes would be representing Russia because Russia is occupying that land, and the Persians is the Iranians. So these two is going to take down Babylon the Great, but with allies. That's in Jeremiah 59. It said, behold, therefore will I bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, which is going to be Russia. That's Ezekiel 38, Gog and Magog. And what is it going to, what are these Russian Edomites are going to do? And they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. So this is a sword that's coming from the Russians, which are Edomites. So he shall make their habitation desolate with them, as it says in Jeremiah 15:45, 2nd Ezra 11:39. He said, are not thy it that remaineth of the four beasts who are made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them. So it's going to be the Russians that's going to bring the sword against the American Edomites. Russian Edomites, American Edomites. So when their sword should enter into their own heart in Psalms 37:15, it's because it's Edomite on Edomite violence, just like with the Spanish, the French, and the British American wars, right? That was Edomites on Edomites, just like with Alexander the Great and his four generals. That was Ptolemy, Laius Damascus, Cassander, and Seleucus, all four Edomites who was destroying themselves to take the dominance. And who wound up lasting? Ptolemy and Seleucus. You had Ptolemy and Antiochus, Antiochus Epiphanes, man. Right? Those same two, Ptolemy, and you had Antiochus. Well, today you got Babylon the Great America, and you got the Russians, man. Who's controlling it? It's the elites. But the point is, they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness, thus saith Yahweh. So here in Job, this is Job 18:7. It reads, the steps of his strength shall be straightened. When you start at verse 5 in this chapter, it's talking about the Edomites. This is how we know Job can't be no Edomite, man. Because Job was talking about the destruction of the Edomites. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Who is the so-called white man's counsel? All you gotta do is go read Psalms 83, right? Psalms 83. Then when you go to Daniel chapter 2 and verse 43, it tell you that the feet, right, which is the 10 toes, it said the feet, they shall be partly strong and partly broken, right? It said the iron that's mixed with miry clay. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Let me show it to you. Let's go to it. Daniel 2. To 43. It's talking about this last, we at the feet of the statue now, which is the beast system, which is EU, NATO, and America. America being the harlot that sits on the scarlet colored beast. So in Daniel 2:43 it reads, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. See, this is a separation right here. Who is them that shall mingle themselves? They're talking about the Edomites. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, which is the other 16 heathen nations. Right? So you got these 17 heathen nations, the Edomites, and you got these other 16 nations. But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with miry clay. So, but in this, Revelations 13, let's read this. See, this is an Edomite system. Revelation 13:1. I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw the beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. These 7 heads, Germana Major, Germana Minor, French, Spanish, British, and the Romans, and the Greeks. And the 10 head and the 10 horns is the EU nations, which are all Edomites. All Edomites. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. The leopard, when you go on Daniel 7, was the Greeks. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. Wild bear, the feet is the end of them. So this feet is the Russians. The bear in Daniel 7, when you read in Daniel 7, it said the bear was the Medes and the Persians. They came after Babylon. So that's why I always make mention that this bear now is Edomite nation, which is Russia, which is going to destroy America, joined by Iran, man. See, and the beast which I saw was like to a leopard, which was the beginning rulership of the so-called white man, and his feet was the feet of a bear, which is the end of them by the Russians. That's why I read Ezekiel 28:7. The Lord said, I would bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, which is the Russians. The Russians is the worst Edomites on the planet, man. And they said, draw their sword against the brightness of thy wisdom. So here in Mark 3:23, it reads, cast out Satan. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom could not stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. Right? Luke 11:17. See, they're showing the division in these Edomites and these heathen nations. And in the midst of this 7-head and 10-horn Edomite system, it's division. Luke 11:17. But he, knowing their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. So here it is. They have revived the plebeians and the patricians, which today is the Democrats and Republicans all over again. And they're not on the same page, man. It's the same revival Roman Empire, man. When you read about this guy, Julius Caesar, it was his own congressman that stabbed him in the back, man. And when they show you in the movie, well, in the episode they were showing on Netflix, I forgot the name of it, but they show you that each and every one of them took the knife and stabbed him, and once they killed him, man, everybody took a poke on him. That's the vision, man. In Isaiah, everybody got them a little stab in, man. In Isaiah 19, it reads verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother. This is talking about Edomites, man. Edomites on Edomites, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. This is what's happening, man. So again, it said, his own counsel shall cast him down. And his counsel, when you go to Psalms 83, is all these nations. But the seven-head, ten-horn beast system is the Edomite system. And I just want to kind of bring out these other couple precepts that I had, because these Edomites is separated, man. And we are watching their kingdom fall. We are watching their sword enter to their own heart. And as it say in Job, let's get this in Job. Fifteen and 5. For thy mouth uttered thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thy own mouth condemneth thee, and not I, yeah. Thy own lips testify against thee. Now, this is Proverbs. Dealing with the counsel, right? What is that? Proverbs 15 and 22. This is what it say. Without counsel, proposals are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. Right? This is how they deal. They sit around these rectagon and octagon tables, and they make deals. They come up with counsels. They proposes, right? They say without counsel, proposals are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established, right? This is Proverbs 20 and 18. It reads, every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make war, right? So in Psalms 71 and 10, it reads this. So making a point, because it said in Job 18 and 7, his own counsel shall cast him down, right? Psalm 71 and 10, for my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together, saying, God hath forsaken him, persecute and take him, for there is none to deliver him. So they said, man, we can get him. The Lord ain't with him no more. We can get him now, right? That's what they said. Jeremiah, let's prove it. Jeremiah 50. Let me show you, this is what they say. They said, we can get him now, man. Tell you that in Judith, Judith, the 5th chapter. Look, Psalms 50 and 7. All that found them have devoured them, and the adversaries said, we offend not. Why? Because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. So they said, we ain't had nothing to do with it. We offend not, because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. So they said, we can get them now. Let's take them. Well, they came together as a confederate. Psalms 83 and 1. So again, it said Job 18 and 7, his own counsel shall cast him down. They came together as a council to take us down. Well, now the Lord got the other nations conspiring to take down Babylon the Great. Psalms 83 and 1. O power, O God, hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against the hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Who? The tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white man, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes. Let's see who the Hagarenes are. And the Hagarenes. Let's see what Hagarenes are. H 1905.
Strong's H 1905. Hagri. Hagri.
It's a people dwelling to the east of Palestine, with whom the tribes of Reuben made war in the time of Saul, which was the Philistines. Is to the east of Philistine, Palestine. That'll be Hamites, man. Let's see. Now let's say a Hagarite or a member of a certain Arabian clan. Okay, so Arabs. Let's see what 1904 say. For the Hagarenes. It said east of Palestine, so Salakia. It say Hagar, the mother of Ishmael. See it? 1904 say Hagar, the mother of Ishmael. So the Hagarenes is some more Ishmaelites. Okay? So again it says, for they have they consulted together one consent, they are confederate with thee, they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, which are more Ishmaelites. It says Gabal. Let's see who Gabal is. Let's see who Gabal is. It said Gabal and Ammon. Ammon be the Japanese, and Amalek, which is the chief of the Edomites, and the Philistines. Let's see who Gabal is.
Strong's H 1381. Geval. Geval.
So it just got Gabal, a region in Idumea. Gabal. Let's see what this is. It's a maritime town, Phoenicia, near Tyre, known to the Greeks as Byblos, a mountain, Gabal, a place in Phoenicia. Let's use H 1379 say. So it's a Tyre, which would be Hamites. It's a property to twisted road bound as a line border. Okay, so it don't really go into much. So it's a right here, but it's a Phoenician near Tyre, which would be Hamites, if I ain't mistaken. Hamites. So this the list of these nations that came together. It's a tabernacles of Edom and Ishmaelites of Moab and Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon. So you got the Edomite, the so-called white man, the Chinese, the Japanese, and Amalek. Okay, this is the top people of the so-called white man. The Philistine, which are the Hamites, the Africans, with inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. So Ashur have hope in the children of Lot is right here, Moab and Ammon. So they came together, man. So what they have done to us, now the Lord is doing to them. And that's it, man. So we watching the so-called white man be destroyed by his own counsel, man. So I just want to make some points on that because I didn't get to bring these precepts out. But again, Isaac blessed Esau to live by the sword, but he didn't tell him he was going to die by the sword. Well, Revelation 13, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So the same way they rule by the sword is the same way they're going to die by the sword, man. The Lord is beautiful. So Lord was edifying and to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rekah Korash, double honors to the apostles, now the bishop, now is a great minister who well, who teach well, whether the apostles, now of all Israel, accepted or not. and a sincere salutation to all the occupant pushing this truth and believing this truth with the full winds of the earth. The entire world shedding light to the whole elect. Shalom to the ones who are listening, learning. You sisters who are listening, learning. Hey, until next time, I say shalom. The water for your precepts. Hey, may the blessing of election be upon your houses. May Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Hey, we getting close too, man. For these bastards to pass a bill to ban the Bible, that means the elect is very closely to be sealed or already sealed, man. Lord willing, but we close. For them to ban the Bible, here come the family of the word, man. So we got to be close to being sealed, man. So we waiting on the MOT made mandatory and to watch the rest of the prophecies play out. Shalom.